always a little weird when I start my phone this way. I'm doing a live real quick. I'm doing a live. Do you want to come say hi? You can if you want to. Huh? Okay. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Today's Wednesday, and I want to talk about blame because my hair's not quite dry yet. Blame is a crazy thing. It's so crazy. So I'm listening to all this stuff, and I absolutely love everything that I'm listening to right now. But he talks about our children, and it's Wayne Dyer talking about it. And I was like, I am going to go live on this. I'm going to talk about blame, because how many times in our life have we thought that everything or something is someone else's fault? And this actually just came into my space about, oh gosh, it's been a couple weeks now, but, and it's funny to listen to people talk about blame, but I want to talk about how we can get out of blame and what happens when we do blame ourselves or others for the experiences that we're walking through. So it is Wednesday. What are you guys up to today? As you come on, say hi, say, what are you most excited about your Thanksgiving dinner? For me, it's the cranberries. I absolutely love the cranberries and the turkey. So what are you guys most excited about for Turkey Day tomorrow? What is your favorite part of Turkey Day? Dinner, pie, family? Let me know. Hi, Jody. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Cindy. How are you guys? Yeah, it looks like some of you guys are jumping on now. Good, good, good. Okay, Facebook was being really weird yesterday. Like, super weird. This is very typical kid behavior. They feel the need to blame someone or something for what is going on with them. It's only because that's what they're taught. Kids actually are really good at taking responsibility for when they're younger, and then they're taught that they get in trouble if they lie, or they get in trouble, and that's, geez, whoa, we could go down a rabbit hole with that one. But it's true. You need to make pies today. We cheat in our house. We buy store-bought pies, but they're really super good, and that's okay. So I titled this "Blame What?" Like, blame who? Blame where? Blame what? So I know that so many of us wish that our life was a little bit different. You know, I wish I was a little bit healthier. I wish I had a little bit more money. I wish I had a better relationship with my spouse or my significant other. I wish that, my kids would listen to me more. I wish that, our government wasn't the way it was. I wish that. And it's ironic that so many times, if we could only grasp that what we think about, we create, and the things that we put out are what we see in our reality. And I've been talking to a few people, a couple of my clients that have been dealing with stuff. And I'm going to try to put this, okay, so I'm going to use Wayne Dyer's example because it's just right here in the front of my brain, right? So have you ever gotten a sniffle in your nose and you instantly say, oh my gosh, I'm going to get sick. By Wednesday, this is going to be in my lungs. And by Friday, I'm going to have the flu. Have you guys ever done that? Put a 1 in the box if you guys have ever gotten a sniffle, which I have right now in your nose, and you're like, oh gosh, I'm going to get sick. By Wednesday, it's going to be like in my lungs, and I'm going to be so miserable, or by Thursday. And by Saturday, I'm going to have the flu, right? And then sure enough, that progression of events takes place, and you know for dang sure that you are going to be out for the count, sicker than a dog, right? And we've all done it. It's a natural thing. I have a headache. Oh my gosh, this is going to turn into a migraine. Yep, I just know it. I can feel it. It's coming. This is going to be a migraine. This is going to be the worst headache I've ever had, right? So we've all done that. And it's a very natural thing to kind of see the progression of events happening. What if you could take that and say, I have a sniffle in my nose. My body must be doing everything that it needs to get me healthy. I must be, battling an immune something right now. And I'm going to give my body extra vitamin C. I'm going to make sure I stay hydrated. And, I'm going to really be grateful that my body is taking care of this. I always say I'm not going to get sick and ignore it. Does that work for you, Ashley? Because there's actually I can help with that. A lot of people say that they're not going to do something and then it ends up happening anyway. And it's because of the way that we tell our brain. Because our brain has two parts. And I don't know if you guys know this, but we have a subconscious part of our brain and we have the conscious part. The subconscious is like the genie in the bottle, right? Your wish is my command. I'm not going to get sick. All your subconscious mind thinks or hears is sick. Yes. I'm glad it works for you. I'm so glad it works for you, because sometimes it works the opposite for people. And sometimes when you say, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, then people get sick all the time, right? Is it because it's the pattern of your brain and what you're actually saying in your subconscious part? So in your subconscious, you're saying I'm healthy and you don't get sick, which is so fabulous. Some people, they say, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, but in the back of their brain, they're saying, but I'm always sick, but I'm always sick, but I'm always sick. This works with money too. So if you have, you want $5, let's just put it out there. I want $5. I intended to receive $5 today. And then in your brain, you think, but I don't know how in the world I'm going to get $5. I mean, where in the world would I get an extra $5? Like, it's probably not going to happen, right? And your brain is doing that in the back of your head. You're probably not going to get that $5. But if you say, I intend to receive $5 today, and then you leave it at that, nothing else goes on in your brain, then pretty soon, like, somebody will buy you a $5 coffee, or, you'll find $5 walking down the street, or you might check a pants pocket in 2 days from now and find $5, and you're like, holy cow, where'd this come from, right? Okay, but I want to go back to this blame thing, because I really, really, really want people to grasp, especially during this holiday season. How many of you guys subconsciously or consciously dread being around family, or an awkward situation, or family and holidays? It's pretty tough for some people. And this is the first holiday that we are actually not spending with our family. It's going to be my husband and myself and my 2 children and our dogs. And it's like, I'm actually really, really excited about it, because we haven't done that in a really long time. But I am going to miss my family, because my mom is traveling, my brother's traveling, my sister's, all over in Colorado, and we're just all over the place this year, which is totally fine. But how many of you have consciously or subconsciously dreaded being around family because of the situations that happen, because somebody has too much of an opinion, or somebody, gets in a fight, or there's always this awkward something? Do we have anybody that's like that, subconsciously or consciously dread the holidays? They look forward to it, but there's always like this added stress. Okay, so when this happens, we instantly blame someone else. We say, if only so-and-so would not talk so much, or if only so-and-so would just stop, like, don't bring up politics, right? If only so-and-so wouldn't have so much of an opinion on vaccinations or medicine or whatever, right? Like, you could take this anywhere, and I'm just trying to pull things out of my head because my family and I get along really well. But if we blame and think that we need to change someone else, right? This is where I'm getting to the juicy part of this. As soon as we say, if only someone else, hubby's calling me, that is when we let go of the control of our emotions and we blame someone else. And then when we put blame on someone else, we are automatically going to experience whatever it is we just put out there, right? So a way to stop that, and this is really difficult for people, because sometimes we really want somebody to change. Like, if they would just not be so rude, or if they just would have made a different decision, or if they would just something, right? But we have to take responsibility for what it is that we are attracting into our space. So we are the main character of our story, and everyone else is a supporting actor, a supporting actress. We only bring in to our story what we want to experience. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, wonderful, fabulous. We experience it all because we want to. So if you get a sniffle in your nose and you say to your body and to yourself and to your subconscious, oh, yep, by Wednesday this is going to be in my lungs, and by Saturday this is going to be in my, I'm going to have the flu. Your subconscious says, your wish is my command. Your body says, okay, if that's the way you want it, then here it is. As soon as you say, if only someone would do something different, your subconscious mind is saying, oh my gosh, she wants to experience this. This person is going to show up exactly the way that she says that this person is going to show up. And she's going to experience it like that. And this happens in marriages all the time. That's why I love The Secret, The Love Dare. I love all of those because they kind of help you trigger your brain to think differently and to get on a different pattern. Cadence, honey, will you not do that? She's banging beads on my table, and I know what that sounds like in a live. No school today, which I'm so excited about. But here it is. This is what happens in marriages, in relationships. This happens with friends, business partners, but I'm going to go towards the marriage, the relationship part, right? Your spouse starts to do something that bugs you, like Cadence beating the beads on the table, right? And then pretty soon, it's not just that bugs you, it's the way they eat, and then it's the way they speak, and it's the way they sleep, and the way they brush their teeth, and the way they, right? And all of a sudden, because you've started to pay attention to these little tiny things that drive you absolutely crazy, they start showing up, driving you super duper crazy. And here's how you can change it. There's like a light zipping around the house. Can you tell I get really super sidetracked when my kids are home? Wow. I didn't realize I did that. So here's how you can, hi Lynn, here's how you can shift that. Start paying attention to the good qualities of the people that you're around. Instead of blaming them or judging them, because that's what we're doing. We judge ourselves, so we judge others. It's just the way of the world. Start only seeing the good. And this is extremely difficult, especially when you're in an agitated state of mind and you're already seeing so many things that are driving you crazy. So The Love Dare and The Secret, they talk about this, right? Like every time every morning you wake up and you say what you're grateful for your spouse. And with The Love Dare, you do little things for your spouse. You know that they like the shower warm or whatever. So you turn the shower on for them right before they get in. Or you know that they like the dishes in the sink drive them absolutely crazy. So you consciously make an effort to keep the dishes in the sink done, right? You do these little tiny things to show up in a positive way for your significant other. And here's what starts to happen. When you start to pay attention to the good, all you start to see is the good. Maisie, no. All you start to see is the good. And it's because you're putting it out there that you want to see good, so good starts to show up. You can do this with your kids. Have you ever had where your kids are driving you absolutely crazy? Absolutely insane. They won't listen. They've spilled one thing after another. They've made a mess. Then they've gotten in, like, the TV's too loud, whatever it is. And you're like, don't do that, knock it off, la, 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 la. And pretty soon all you're doing is nitpicking. If you can stop the nitpicking and watch and observe for a minute and find one good thing that they do. Like, oh my gosh, thank you for not hitting your sister in that moment. Like, she was really driving you crazy and you didn't hit her. Like, thank you for doing that. All of a sudden, it triggers something in their brain that they get attention for positivity versus negativity. Because it gets to a point where kids actually enjoy that. They like being blamed for stuff. Because then they could show up and get the attention, which is exactly what Cindy said in the beginning of this, is that kids naturally blame. It's very typical kid behavior. They feel the need to blame someone or something else for what is going on with them. And it's because they've only ever been showed up, or whatever has only showed up for them has been negativity, because that's what's been concentrated on. So for this holiday season, if you can take anything that you would normally blame someone for and turn it around. There's a book, and it's called, I think it's called Turn It Around. Kate. It's a black cover. I can see it in my mind. I'm going to have to figure out what it is. But there's you turn it around. So recently I watched a couple people's posts, and in one of the posts, the guy said that, certain events that have happened are not his fault. They were actually outside sources that had come in and forced him to do this. And then I was listening to another guy's live, and he said, that because of certain situations, that this is why he's had to make this choice. And I understand how you can feel that way, and I get it, But if you can turn it around and accept that you attracted it into your space for a reason, and in those situations, right, like this is really hard to grasp when people get like cancer or when they have a miscarriage, or, you know, it's hard to ask yourself, like, why did I attract this in my life? But if you can get in the habit with little tiny things, and even some big significant things, your life will start to change and you'll have a different perspective on why you're attracting what you're attracting into your space. And if you can get out of the blame game and get out of the judgment zone, you will start to turn inward and see that everything is happening for you. It's happening for a bigger reason, a bigger purpose, a more influential outcome for your life and your path. And if you believe in karma and all of that stuff, you know, some of the stuff that we walk through it's kind of like we have to go through it in order to learn it. We have to have that understanding so that we can, our karmic path and our soul's purpose can have that deeper understanding because of experience. You know, I've read 100 cooking books, but some of the recipes I've never cooked. So I can't say that I'm a professional in that recipe, right? So sometimes when we walk through really hard situations, it helps us become an expert in our field. And that is a tough one, because who wants to be an expert in death? Who wants to be an expert in heartache? Who wants to be an expert in loss? I know I didn't. That's not what I was choosing a path for. But now I have a deeper understanding, a more unconditional understanding about loss. And I can help other people walk through it. So there is this good that comes out of this. So tap those hearts for yourself, for being here, for loving who you are, for showing up, for getting out of the blame game this week, this holiday season, and watch what happens in your life. You guys, thank you so much for watching my lives. Thank you for being part of my Facebook space. Thank you for being part of my personal life. I think this is Nancy on, and I haven't seen you pop up, but it's really good to see you. This is Amanda Smith, a metaphysical intuitive. I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to be doing this series of lives for everybody, for myself included. I'm learning some really cool things about speaking. And you guys will start to see some of the things that are transitioning from my lives and what I'm learning and what I'm growing and what I'm advancing towards. And if you guys are in Provo, let me know, because I'm going to be speaking there or in that area. I have a few tickets. I would love to give them away. So if that's something you want to go to, you want to come hear me speak, there's tons of other speakers. It's December 2nd in Provo, Utah, and it's the Energy Healing Conference. So if you want tickets to that, let me know. And thank you guys so much. I probably won't go live tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday with family, friends, and lots of memories. Talk to you all soon. Bye.